Conservative Media peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national champion, Paul F. Villarreal, joining by phone. Wow, Paul, we've got some news here about Ozzie Guillen. Now, you know, you're talking about someone here who won a World Series as a manager. And obviously was a player, you know, well before that. Now the manager of the Miami Marlins, and apparently said some stuff that, in my personal opinion, was maybe perhaps a little bit controversial in the Miami market. Okay, first of all, this is all personal opinion only. We're not alleging facts, not kind of saying it's personal for entertainment purposes only. Please check disclaimers. Paul, what exactly did Ozzie Guillen say? It's something to do with Fidel Castro, wasn't it?
Yeah, what Ozzie Guillen said was, he said, hang on, get the quote here.
Let's get the quote. Let's get it straight. We're going to try to get it. Here we go.
What Ozzie Guillen said, quote, "I love Fidel Castro," unquote. And then he went on to say that he respected Castro because a whole bunch of people were trying to take down Castro, and Castro's still around, though. That's basically what he said. Now, as most people know, that wouldn't go over well in a lot of places.
Right.
Definitely not going to go over well in South Florida.
No, not at all. And here's my, and then he said some other things, and we're going to get to that in a second. You know, I think he's kind of walking it back a little bit. There's been some, you know, some controversy. There may be some protests. You're going to give us the updates on those things in a second. Here's my take on all this. It's baseball. I don't care by large part what someone's political preference is. You know, I'm not into politically correct stuff. I don't want to censor anybody. I think more speech is better than less speech and all that type of situation. I just deal with it on this level, and that is this. Listen, baseball's a business, right? It's entertainment. You want to put people in the seats. You want to get people that are going to buy tickets and merchandising and all that type of situation. And obviously wins and losses have, you know, a huge amount to do with that. But there may be players that you know, fans like, or there's just or certain promotions or whatever. There could be different things that you advertising, marketing, all this type of stuff. There's all kinds of different aspects that go into the business of baseball. Now, one thing I can tell you that you don't want to do if you want to be as successful as you could be in the South Florida market, my personal opinion, is say something like what Ozzie Guillen said about Fidel Castro. That, in my personal opinion, is really not going to go over well with a significant portion of the market. You want to have assets on your ball club, in my personal opinion, that are going to help, you know, the business of your team. You don't want to have a negative in terms of the marketing aspect in that kind of situation. And that's why I think that, you know, just that alone, as you know, looking at what your role is as manager, is to help that ball club get wins and hopefully help the overall image, because in a large part you are sort of speaking for the club to the media all the time. And I just think that that was a poor thing to say from a business perspective. Again, putting aside all the political stuff, you guys know I'm conservative, you know how I feel about stuff like that, but I'm not trying to do left-right thing here. I'm just saying it was a, in my personal opinion, very, very ill-advised thing to say, being the manager of the Miami Marlins. It doesn't help your ball club, it doesn't help business, period, end stop. Paul, fill in a little bit more maybe about, you know, what has Ozzie Guillen said since he said that original stuff. Also maybe give some more background if you have it. Go ahead.
I'm looking at an ABC News report that we will link to in the video description below, and they go over a couple of other times when Ozzie Guillen has said some things that some people thought might have been controversial. And one of the items that they mentioned is that apparently Ozzie Guillen said some flattering things about Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, and they said he also appeared on Chavez's radio show in 2005. Now, Ozzie Guillen, according to reports, held a press conference today addressing these things, said that he apologized and realizes that this was, I believe he characterized it as the biggest mistake of his life. That's what he said. And so he's trying to walk this all back. You know, but again, for some people, Guillen has a history of saying these types of things, and so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think so. And again, we will be putting stuff in the description. And again, my take is, and Paul, you know, I don't want to speak for you, but you may agree with this. I'm not here to be the PC police. I don't want to be like, oh, you can't say this. I'm not for that. I'm not for censorship, you know, at all. And I'm not for, like, particularly when it comes to sports. You know, someone's a liberal, they're Republican. Let them say whatever. I don't care who you vote for, what you believe in. Sports are sports. That being said, I think that, as I said before, this was just, in my personal opinion, an ill-advised thing to say. Very ill-advised if you're the manager of the Miami Marlins. I don't think it would be that beneficial for any manager of any ball club to say, but particularly if you're the manager of the Miami Marlins. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think that was a very wise thing to say, and I think that we're seeing the blowback from that, and that's where I take it from a looking at baseball, looking at the sport from a business perspective of the sport. I don't think it was a smart thing to say. Paul, go ahead and react to that quickly, and we'll wrap it up.
Bob, I agree with you. This is not something that I would have said, certainly, particularly if I was managing a professional sports team in South Florida.
All right.
You have to, again, we are not for censorship at all. You're definitely for free speech, but you have to understand the circumstances that you're dealing with and your surroundings. And so I'm not sure that Ozzie Guillen fully appreciated that whenever he supposedly made this remarks to Time magazine. So that's my take on the situation.
Look, I agree. What do you peeps out there think? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Where are you at on this? I want to hear from you. Give me the comments below. Please subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal, the 4-time national champion. That is Paul F. Villarreal. You're watching Conservative Media. Please rate this video up. Also, please post it to your social networking sites. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.